And one of the advantages of having such a special relationship with the United States is when a friend tells you you've done something dreadfully wrong, you tend to listen. And wouldn't the world be a better place if the Prime Minister could persuade the President of the United States to delete his Twitter account?
The United States' closest ally is throwing stones from across the pond after Donald Trump put a crack in the special relationship with his reckless tweets. Trump earned himself a rebuke from British Prime Minister Theresa May after he retweeted misleading anti-Muslim videos from a far-right fringe group in Britain. Now, this may not be the last we hear of Trump's snubs by the Brits, as it's still an open question whether he'll be on the guest list at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's spring wedding. Joining me now from London is producer and columnist Martin Lewis. So, Martin, let's start with the tongue lashing that Donald Trump got at the hands of members of Parliament this past week over that the retweet of that Muslim video. Does that signal that the Brits may want to walk back even the idea of Trump visiting? I think he has an imminent visit coming up.
Well, there's been a disgust with Donald Trump since the day he was elected. The British people are fairly divided politically, but they are united about Donald Trump. There's been a desire to not have him make the state visit. But after he retweeted these videos from an extremist far-right organisation, which was the equivalent, our parents' generation, the greatest generation, fought together, the Brits and the Americans, against Nazi scum. This organisation is Nazi scum, kind of like the KKK. And the woman who actually put out these videos is like the Sebastian Gorka of Britain without the humility. Yeah. So there's revulsion in Britain from all sides of the political spectrum that Donald Trump could have done this or associate with these people. Yeah, and you had the spokesperson for Donald Trump say that it doesn't matter if the videos in question, which essentially tried to accuse Muslims of homicide and attacks on non-Muslims, that it doesn't matter if they were real or not because the idea is real. What is the thought on that over there in the UK? Exactly. I mean, the thought is just simply, this is clearly dog whistle stuff. We do have fringe elements in all societies. We've had it in Britain as well, but it's always a small minority, but they're given standing by social media. And the thought that an American president could share this with his 44 million followers, enablers, whatever you want to call them, is really repugnant. And there's actually been an uptick in support or joining of the Facebook page of this right-wing organisation since Trump tweeted these videos. So there's absolute disgust and a hoping that this will end soon. Let's talk about the impending wedding of Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, which has all of us over here in the former colonies all excited. I guess it's sort of ironic that we fought a whole war to get ourselves out from under the Queen, but we're still interested in the royals on this side of the pond. What do you make of the reaction? Have people in Britain reacted as strongly to the idea of this interracial relationship as we have over in the U.S.? With the exception of the usual suspects of right-wing loonies, there's been great support for it, and it's lovely. I mean, listen, Britain and America have had a couple of disagreements along the way, 1776, 1812, but they are, with the exception of the disgust for Donald Trump, which does unite them, the British and the Americans are coming closer together. They like each other. So there is great happiness that this very beautiful woman who has proudly got her African-American heritage, and they could be coming together. I don't think there's any likelihood that Donald Trump will be invited to the wedding, though, because there is a royal proclamation in 1378 that if there is a wedding in a royal chapel, there can only be 2 people with orange hair there. Now, Prince Harry has orange hair, and the one who didn't get the marmalade colour from a bottle has priority. So I don't think Trump's going to be invited. And I think presumably the Obamas would, however. I mean, there's quite a close relationship between the royal family, at least the younger set, and the Obamas. So you would assume they would be there? There is a warmth, and one hopes that that might happen. It's going to be a private wedding. It's not going to be a big Westminster Abbey type thing. But by the way, I am being a little cruel about Donald Trump. I think we should cut him a little bit of slack. There has been some discussion here that Donald Trump had been constantly saying that he hoped to be revered as a leader like Lincoln. And I can say now that it is going to be the case. He is like Lincoln. Lincoln Rockwell, the founder and leader of the American Nazi Party, mercifully no longer with us. this. The other thing that has been commented on in in Britain here about Donald Trump is that he's not been given sufficient credit for a couple of things. One is he said there was going to be a big tax cut for Christmas, and it's actually in the Bible. It says, "Lo, there shall come a great profit unto the land." And if you're a billionaire or a corporation, they will be getting a profit. And his family values are fantastic because his children are going to get $1 billion.
Windfall.
And he's sympathetic to child molesters. He's very compassionate.
Martin, I hate to stop you. Really, I do, but we have to go. Thank you so much, Martin Lewis in London. Appreciate it. Thank you. Tune in for more AM Joy tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. In the meantime, keep it right here on MSNBC.